All right, let me share my screen.
Okay, yeah. I was say one of us was going to share it. There we go.
Okay, don't say anything.
Nope. We're way too early for let's say intuitive, but go ahead.
Um, I would just right off the bat, and again, I'm just giving
Yep.
you everything,
Oh
right?
yeah. Nope.
I
Yep.
know, I know that we're not, and I'm not expecting polish.
Mm-mm.
Um, so this feels just a little bit mo more modern. In fact, a lot more modern than the last time I looked at it. The last
Yep.
time I looked at it, it was kind of like this kind of looks like an interface from like 1980 or something, you
Nope.
know?
Correct. That's why it's like it is an evolutionary process. It's like first thing you throw shit and you go, oh, that looks like shit, and just scrap it and go again, and it builds.
Okay. And are we envisioning this being the homepage of the system?
That is, I don't know what I envision or we envision for a homepage yet, because I want the homepage to be able to be all plugins, so anybody can change it, type thing. So this is more of I'm seeing different elements on the screen. What do they look like? What I don't look like as I'm looking at it, and all like that, that kind of thing. And then for you to see something, so you can say, hey, that looks like crap, or nope, I'd rather see this, or I'd rather have this all above the fold and no scrolling type things.
Okay. Um, and should I type here or is it not ready yet?
It's no, we have nothing to type there. This is all visual at this
That's
point.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My goal, I hope to by next milestone to have something in there as far as interactive, because it's a lot of the back end code coming next week.
It's fine. Um, I definitely think that um, this is the main deal right away, right?
Yep,
Is chat window, right?
yep,
And so what I would say, again, I know we're not here yet, but I'm
yep.
just to give initial reactions is this is not prominent compared to this or this stuff, which, if this is going to be the main thing, then it's
Mm-hmm.
prominently featured. And I think a way to do that is just to have more blank space around it, you
Yep. Okay.
know. And I don't think we need like a big but like this I don't think we really need this. In fact, you could put that here like
Yep.
welcome, how can I help you today, whatever. Um and I think that gives room to put something that we think, you know, people are gonna like, let's say this would be Bitcoin prices, right?
Yep.
And then I think it should be easy to, you know, to to do two things. One is to know how to get rid of it. So
Yep.
like if you run your mouse over it, there's like a little X. And then another thing is there should be like a plus beside it, or something,
Mm-hmm.
which, you can click and it like brings up like all the different widgets and stuff that you can add, maybe like ranked by popularity or something, right?
Okay. Yep.
That makes sense?
Yes, yeah, because both in both like for the home screen especially, or your dashboard, or however somebody wants to word it, the ability to A, remove something quickly, and the ability to replace it or add things that are pertinent to what you do.
And I think you could do this on mobile too. Let me actually just bring this up on mobile as well. Let's, yeah, I think there's room to have these widgets on mobile as well. In fact, and I think, some people might not want them there and they'll just remove them and just use this as a chat page or
Yep.
whatever. But you could have a bunch because you
Yep.
could just keep scrolling.
Yeah, exactly. And some people will live and die by them. That's why the whole option of this is where everybody else can't do it, is for us to have nothing but options. Whatever you want to make this, you make it.
Right. I like the quick actions. On mobile, I see it better. I know it's right here now, but
Yep.
like this to me could be smaller and like be like more prominent up here. Like maybe this is like Bitcoin prices, weather, and like quick actions, you know?
Yep.
Um, but you know, um,
And the quick actions in my mind is going to be similar functionality, but for you to be able to put those prominent pages that if you've designed on your home screen so you can get to them quickly without going through a drop down, if that makes sense.
agreed. So, this is too big, I think, but the concept,
Yeah.
and I do think it should be like, new chat pages or something. Yeah, I don't
And
know.
the ability for them to put their own in there rather than what we just set. That was my concept of going there. But I didn't have everything there. That'll be coming soon.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, if I have a plugin that's like my Google Analytics or whatever, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
format where it's like number of signups and page views and blah 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 would be really cool. And then I could like click into it and it would like bring up my dashboards and that type of stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah, as like I say, if you have all, because all it is based on links, so you can simply fetch any piece of data you want. When I had the Bitcoin price plugin working for 35 seconds, I got to see that in action, and then I broke the fuck out of it.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I got too greedy this morning. I had 3 hours. I was like, I want to do more plugins because that's going to be what people are going to want to see. But we'll get to there in a moment.
Yes, and I think we really need to think about I like being able to see this
Yeah.
so I can get a sense of what is possible, but this is way too much to give someone as their
On
first thing,
Yep,
right?
on their first day out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like one or two, like two, maybe three things here,
Yep.
And then this, like, there's a lot going on here, right?
Yep.
I think because we're going to have a little bit more going on here, I think it's important that we have like less going on over here.
Yeah, as I've tried now, there is one extra menu there that will not end up. And like I said, the plugin development, that's all going to be put into the dashboard type. It'll drop down and allow you to see. So I'm going to hide all of that initially when we get to that part. For me, that's just ease of use because I'm flipping through these things at least 1,000 times a day right now.
I think, yeah. So I think in the future, what is a dashboard?
That right there, what you're seeing, the dashboard.
This?
Yep.
Oh, so this is this is what controls what's here.
Well, you don't control it yet, but it'll get there. And then we have settings underneath it. You go to settings, and it'll pop up a different screen. And if you go to plugins, that pops up a different
I
screen.
think we need one. I think you clicked in the future. I understand like for
Yep.
you, like while you're developing, but like in the future, I think this is just like the chat stuff is here, like
Yep.
start a new chat and maybe my pages, and then it's settings, and settings takes you to a page where all of your like change your password and add a user and build a plug, go to our development platform and blah, blah, blah to keep this really clean.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll get to that discussion because I know right now it's not clean.
Yeah, but I do like that it's smaller and we don't have the two things and we're moving in the right direction either way. Um, okay, so This is good.
Now, because for me, I'll call it an achievement or a milestone or a goal is that dashboard. Right now, everything's static, but when we get to the release point, everything in that dashboard is a plugin. And so that the user would have complete control over it, and we would too as well. So that what they can see, what they want, we want them to see on their first day experience, and then they can adjust it from there. That's my goal right there. So it's like everything in that thing right now is very static, but our goal is for it to be very much a plugin.
Okay. Let's go and looking at mobile again. It looks good on mobile. All right. Yep. All right. So what should I be
Okay,
looking
let's go to, okay, first of all, we can go, let's go to where you're in plugin dev. Okay, we'll go to the page designer because that'll be the first, that'll be the real big thing. Um, Now, we're not, this is not even close to production. This is just me playing around.
Yeah.
But the concept is where you would have plugins and a toolbar off to your left, as you see. You can drag and drop them on there. Okay. I need to get that entire thing working in a very logical sense, but it's not right now. But as you can see, you can drag them around.
That's cool.
Um,
Can I drag
the
them lower?
No, because it's how it is right now, but that's coming.
Got it.
And now you can take that and move that to the side and such.
That's cool.
Like I said, we're at the bare infancy of this, of me playing
Yeah, no,
around.
I got
Yep.
it.
Oh,
Hey,
it
there's a
worked.
Bitcoin
Holy
price.
shit, it worked.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I think it's dealing because I'm doing the free API. It's having some issues, and with that, so it's like now this will show you another functionality. This is why I have it this way. If you go to the generate random color one.
Right here.
Yep, go to the bottom corner, bottom right corner of that one. Nope, nope, right there. You go where the white box is. There you go.
Oh, cool.
So you're able to space it where you want it to be spaced at. And then I plan on developing a lot more control over this. That is why I pointed you to the bottom of the plugin development, because that is where it's going to become my hit list of things I notice while I'm developing that I'm going to be saying, hey, I got to code this later on.
Now, how are you envision? So I've got this page set up
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Now what?
Okay. There will need to be a additional pieces of this where you can put the name of it, name of this title, or name of the page and such, so that you can get back to it. Now, when we get down to your pages, right? On
Yep.
the yep, go to your pages, drop them down, go to that one, boom. This is basically a page that I had created and threw together and using the same system. So it's the same thing. Um, the themes are not being imported well right there. Okay, this is where I started working on themes. That's why I was like, each plugin is a process in the fact of see the Hello Planet.
Yep.
Okay, this is where I start experimenting with grabbing the theme on the core application, bringing it to the plugin, so the plugin knows what colors and hue and things to to display things as,
Okay.
so that they will have the complete functionality that we have. They don't have to recode it.
And what are we imagining? Give me an example of like a crypto person, and besides displaying prices, what would you anticipate them doing on these pages?
Who you could probably, I would hard to say. I don't know crypto enough to how they use AIs with crypto. That's my one failure right there. However, if you get into the information side of tracking the history of crypto, because you watch the ups and downs and stuff like that. I know it's very much an algorithm that they can get the ceilings, the floors from, and they can guess when you should buy in low. I don't know anything about that. I've never dabbled that deep into it. Um,
Okay.
uh, but more of a dashboard type. You could do the dashboard to running if you do it like a day trader type thing, type instance. You could have a dashboard that tracks different crypto prices on different platforms. Because I know back in the day that used to be a thing because they were never in sync. So you could actually buy in one and sell in the other instantly and cover the margin cost.
Okay.
It was stupid back then. Um, you could utilize LLMs, especially when you get into the web searching, because then your data becomes relevant and up to the minute. You could be looking at, take a price and you can go ask the LLM to use word search and or web search and try to find out why is the price dropping right now. Those kind of things. So we do a web search first on Bitcoin pricing. Probably use a time scale of within the last hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for information regarding Bitcoin and price dropping. Then it would feed that to the AI, and the AI would basically go through that data and give you its best assumption on why.
Okay. So I think where the AI comes into this, right? Because right now what I'm looking at here is kind of like a website builder with plugins, right? Which is
Yep,
still cool, you know, but there's nothing AI here, right?
correct. Yes, correct. No, yeah, because we haven't got to that aspect yet.
That's fine. So
Yep,
I'm not asking you, I'm
yeah,
not expecting you to have. I just want to know what the vision is. Like,
yeah.
where does AI fall here on this page? Let's
Oh,
say this is crypto.
I don't have a plan for that yet. Be honest with you. Right,
Okay.
because right now, because at this point, it is gathering information and I am gathering information on the plugin system and how it works again like that. Because I haven't even got to what I would say to the crypto aspect, but just the pure chat with an LLM aspect, because that has to happen first. So I need to be able to have a local LLMs or API key LLMs access. I need to have the ability to put a prompt in, and then I need to have the ability to get a response back and display it in a orderly fashion. Those plugins have to come first.
Okay. So let's talk about like a content. Like, let's say we decide to build pages for content marketers.
Yep,
Right? So some of the things that I'm trying to do now that I would like to do in BrainDrive. Number one, I have developed style guides and brand guides, etc.
yep,
And I'm working towards like, like we talked about, right? Like I'm gonna just have like the seed of an article, which is like my just brain dump, whether that's voice or whether that's just listing out a bunch of bullet points on the page. And I want to drop that into an AI and have it already have my style guides, my brands, any processes that I have set up, etc., to give me a first draft of that article, or even better yet, to work through my process, which is kind of one step at a time. First, I like to do the outline, then I like to do the first paragraph, and blah, blah, blah.
yep. See, now for that, I would have a page, right? And with that page, the AI would already have your brand, your style guide, everything loaded. And you don't have to reload it every time. That's your brain drive content page. Follow so far?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to deal with any of that. The only thing you have to do is put in that initial seed.
Right. So
Yep.
that's what I'm asking
Yeah.
and looking for is there's going to be a chat window here.
Yep.
And this page I'm going to be able to set up so that once I have it's going to be like I can have essentially a Claude project,
Yep.
but in my brain drive, right?
Yep.
And it's going to have a chat window here. And, that it could even say like, it could have like okay, I use Claude for this page, right?
Yep.
And for my crypto stuff, I use, Llama 70B or whatever, right? Or
Yes.
some fine-tuned model.
Yep.
So I don't even have to select that. I just go onto this page and it's
It's
all
already been taken care of. All
it's
your
defaulted.
presets are there.
Right. So yeah, so this to me in terms of what I'm thinking about, but like I'm not positive that this should be the end thing for everyone or whatever. But for me personally, um, you know, I have different jobs that I want to do, right?
Yep.
And I just want to be able to go to a page where I do that work
Yep.
and not have to like set everything up, right?
See, and for me, based on your instructions right there, I would have that page broken down into tabs. And the first one would be, hey, here's my seed. Give me an outline. I want to see the outline first before we get anything further. That way, if I have to make adjustments, I can do that right then and there. And then
Yeah.
when you're done with the outline, you say, boom, let me get, you have a button right in there. You're good with this. Let's go to the next step. I want to see pointer. I want to see uh, key points for each section, and that would go to the next tab. Are we following so far? So that way you can change anything on each stage.
Right. So you can have that process set up as kind of like a pipeline where each tab has very specific instructions. It could even have a different LLM that's fine-tuned specifically for that situation and blah blah blah.
Yep. And then you get to the end, I would, in my mind, when I've thought about doing this for real, it would be like you have the ability to highlight a paragraph and put in a prompt that says, hey, I want to rewrite this and make sure you bring up the point that we stressed above about hot dogs are better with ketchup.
Yeah.
And it would rewrite the paragraph with that emphasis, that direction that you wanted to put there, and at the same time make sure it leads incorrectly and exits correctly with the rest of the document.
Great.
That's a perfect world for me in my head.
Okay. And then let's say that my process is step one. I'm doing product reviews,
Hmm.
right? So step one, go to YouTube, find the videos that are from the last 6 months that mention this product, summarize them in bullet points, right?
Yep.
And then step two, search Google for these three search terms, best whatever, this reviews, etc. And go through the top 10 results, scrape them, do the same thing, summarize bullet points, then remove the duplicates between the YouTube ones and the duplicate information from the
Yep.
YouTube one and the top 10. Give and run the SEO analyzer on it and make recommendations based on what's ranking about what we should do and what we should add to blah blah blah, right?
Yes.
So each one of those things could be a plugin, but then you could bring them together with a page.
Yes. That is the goal of the page, of the fact of you're able to bring those puzzle pieces into one unique vision.
And are they going to work together in a different way because they're on a page or no?
That's nope. That's the goal is the page allows for the communication between the several
Uh,
instances.
okay. So this is, I'm just trying to, because when I first saw this, I knew it wasn't this, but my initial reaction, and I know, again, I understand that we're not, this is the first week
Yep,
that
this
we,
is baby steps land.
yeah, I
Yep.
understand that. I just want to so when I first saw this, I was like, well, this is basically just a website builder,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But there's two big keys here. The first is the biggest key, really, because you can do the chat thing kind of with a website builder. But
Yep.
the big key here is that these things work together once they're on the page and you can define how they interact with each other. Is that right?
Yep. Yes. Yes. Because like I say, well, I'm already that's what the Bitcoin plugin broke on me. I need to figure out why it works at one moment. I think it's the API, but I still need to figure it out. because that is the first plugin that allows taking arguments inside.
Whatever
So
you're doing with crypto, you should always start with whatever Coinbase's team has. They're like by far the best,
yeah.
and they release a bunch of like stuff because they want to like help the ecosystem grow and whatever. So I'd
Yeah, the
recommend.
only thing that stopped me, I just grabbed a free API. That was all. It was a matter of I'm going for simplicity here. I probably should have just
All right. So
made it different.
when I'm mapping out I'm doing this right now, this content process thing that I
Yep,
just talked about. So we should be able to use this as a test case, right? Once you're further along.
yep,
And we should be able to run our content operation off of this. And then um, let's say that I want to sell our setup, right?
yep,
Then I should be able to, with anybody else that has a BrainDrive, I can just say, hey, log into your BrainDrive, either click this button for free or pay me $10 and here it is.
yep. That's our goal.
And is that attainable in this first version or no?
Oh no, because the first version we don't even really have the marketplace up and
Right.
running in our first version, so we're not quite there.
Okay.
This first version, we are showing what the world could look like.
Okay.
And then we start looking at how the marketplace would work and operate with it. If we go with the wild wild west, great. Or if we have to address some piracy concerns, great. Those kind of questions, of course, we'll get to.
Will we be if we build my content, well, will we be able to build my content flow into this?
I think, as in by version 1,
Yeah.
oh, we should be close, if not there. I can't think of off the top of my head anything that sticks out as a reason as why not. Because information flow is already on the hit list. Plugins working together is already on the hit list. It would just be the only thing I can think of. I won't say a stopping point. It'll be a bit of an advanced plugin, so it might take a little bit of time to hammer out all the little details. But I think as a grow to, I can't see no reason to say no on that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my question then is what for V1, what are we not going to have pages for V1 and this is like a future thing
No,
or
pages are a requirement for V1.
and so what will they be able to do then?
Um, you'd be able to take any plugin, and like I said, that's why I'm saying I can't say no to yours because everything that well, no, that's what I was saying. Everything that you described is on our hit list to be able to do on V1. The only thing I'm saying no, not really no to, I'm not even saying no to, is just awareness that that plugin alone is a lot. So it could take about a week to hammer out all the details to get it running. Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, but okay, so just to make sure that I understand, um, well, I mean, so I think number one, uh, I guess if a developer was crapped out and wanted to build that, when we launch V1, will they be able to if they're crapped
Yes.
out, or is it just that it's
I
not?
think they would. Okay, okay. The way things are going now, I'm going to tell you right now. I think they'll be able to because there's nothing showing me that it can't be done.
Because this is the aha thing for developers, right?
Yes.
And they're going to come in and listen. If we have a system that's easy to download and get up and running and run local LLMs and all that, it's going to be good. But if we
Yeah,
have this,
I can tell you right. Even my 14-year-old here said because he came in yesterday, he did his normal. I was like, "What are you doing?" And so I showed him, and he was like, "That's cool."
it's definitely cool. That's why that's why I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand. Because my thing is like, building these out. Well, number one is we want to have a few of these
Yes.
and not just hello planets, but like things that do things.
Yes. No. Exactly. That's why I was like,
And
even my.
things that do things that you can't do without AI,
Yep.
right?
Nope. Yep.
So the Bitcoin price thing is cool, but like you can do that
Yeah.
without AI, right? What you can't do without AI is have you know, a chat box that's set to a specific LLM and a specific RAG, you know,
Yep,
document. That
persona.
that actually might be enough, right? It's
Yeah,
just basically Claude projects, you
yep,
know, but where you can set the LLM. If I can set the LLM, you know, and you know, have my documents there, like my dad's eyes thing, you know,
yep.
like I'm already like disorganized with it. If I could just have like dad's eyes where my test page one is, and I've got like my knowledge base there with all of my notes and his doctor's history and blah blah blah. And I have a chat box that's set to the model that I want to use for that, and I can just chat with it.
See, that's doable to me.
Okay.
That's not even the only, like I said, the only reason I give pause on your other request simply because it has steps in it where you have to manage data at different periods. You know what I mean? You follow what I was saying about
What
the
about if I wanted to set it up where I have one page that's my outline page, and then I
yep,
have another page which is my first paragraph my writing page
yep.
essentially. And then I have another page that is my editor and blah blah blah. But they're just not linked together. I have to click on each page.
Yes.
That
Now
should be
what
that
well
should be easy,
that
right?
should be very doable because it's like we're not in that case we're not having to structure the communication between several pages.
Because then
You're
we can show like, okay, this is and like V2, we're working on linking these pages together.
yep.
Um, and you know, this is where again I think we have to think about how much of our roadmap we actually want to show.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is where I'm getting is like because we're gonna do things that people have never seen before right off the
But I think the important part of this conversation is the website builder drag and drop stuff is cool, but the real advancement here is um you know, integrating wherever AI touches this,
yep,
right? And so being able to have set defaults and different models that you work with very easily is something that is not offered right now by anyone else. So that's a big leap forward.
yep.
Biggest
And
leap forward, though, is this is essentially how you a drag and drop agent builder.
yes, yes, we're getting very and if we will be one step from not only being able to do chats, but agents as well.
Right. And so you know, once you're able to hook these things together, then it's like this is almost like a Zapier type thing, but AI powered.
Yep.
And you could even have different LLMs within
At
each of the
different
plugins.
stages doing different things.
So it's a mixture of expert system.
Yeah, yep. That's why I say when I started seeing this come together, it is impossible for me to get really articulate a lot of times what's in my head as far as the vision. But it's like that's why I had to show you in the middle of the week. I was like, this is how we're getting close to something that nobody's even coming close to.
I agree. All right. So I just want to make sure because there's so many different ideas here. I just want to make sure that you know, I think it's important to I think what this changes for me or modifies a little bit is I think it's important to come up with the use cases that we're going to want to launch with for V1, like the specific use cases.
Yep.
And then also like the specific functionality that you will definitely be able to do and the specific functionality that you may be able to do, but may take another version, right?
Yes. Nope. I agree. That's why it's like I'm building my little roadmap so that you can see it as well. And I won't say I'll stop with the crypto only because it felt like a good example, but I will start targeting the LLM stuff very pointedly because once we establish that, we can do anything.
Correct. Um, Also, like even the homepage, like I'm envisioning like my team. my AI girlfriend's here.
Yep.
My crypto trading AI bro is here. My writing, my editor is here. My motivational coach is here. My nutrition guy's here. It's like my team of AIs.
Yep. That's why it's like I know the information there isn't uh very indicative of that, but that's the vision I have when I see that. When I designed it, was like you're going to have all of your different AI centric activities on this screen so you can maneuver between it very easily without ever hitting a sidebar if you wanted to.
For free.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it for free, for $10 a month, we'll hit you up every day.
All right. I like it. This is cool. Very exciting. Anything else you want to show me?
Let me go through this. Nope, nope, nope. We're all good.